Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sean LaFlock. I'm here with Scott Hagnes. This is Conversations, Fitness, Wellness, and Longevity. Scott, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Beautiful. Sounds busy in the gym today.
It is busy in the gym today, yeah.
You finishing up a workout right now? All right, look at that. You got people rocking out over here, man.
Yeah, actually, a client came in a little bit late, so his husband-wife couple I've worked with. He's a Thai boxer, but we're doing some finishing the supplemental and kind of FRC-based stuff is still here, so he knows what to do, but I'm just kind of hanging out. So I want to see how this last round and it goes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cool. Well, Scott, in the world of CrossFit, we are 1 week away. 1 week away from the first round of regionals. I think California might be the first regional. I'm not 100% sure, but I can check that. However, we do now have all 6 events, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and 2 Sunday. So, Scott, I know that we've kind of talked a little bit about some of the random movements that we might see. The handstand walk, I think we talked about last week, correct?
Yeah, obstacle course of some sort of.
Yep. So the handstand walk is a ramp that has stairs down it, and I think we talked about that. And that's a component in event 3. But as of today, or as of now, all the workouts are released, and we're going to rip through each one of these as best as we can in the time we got.
Yeah.
Some of these are actually repeats. Some of these are benchmark workouts that you may or may not have done before. So let's talk about event 1. It's the triple 3 from the 2014, I want to say, CrossFit Games. I know Rich Froning was still doing the individual at this point, so I believe it's probably 14.
Yeah, I remember that one.
3,000 meter row, 300 double unders, 3 mile run, 49-minute time cap, and this is done in a true form or an assault runner, air runner. So event 1, Scott, what's your thoughts?
Long aerobic test, but one we've done before.
Yep. Do you think the being on the air runner is going to make much of a difference?
I think it'll be harder, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
The only trade-off that this is going to be in terms of being on an air runner, I think it's a little bit more climate controlled.
Right, yeah. There won't be potential variables of hot weather potentially outdoors.
Yeah, which it was
fairly
hot during that triple 3 event.
Yeah.
Not the greatest spectator event, but I think that's probably why they put it at the first event of the weekend when there's usually not as many people here.
Exactly, yeah. That was it. Friday first event is usually a little quiet.
Yep, but one of my buddies, Ian Kaplan, pointed out that this is the first time in regionals that they've gone long aerobic. So I commend them for actually throwing this in and forcing some of those bigger athletes that get through right away. You're gonna have to prove your ability to go long. So that's gonna be a pretty miserable 3 mile air runner, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time to camp out on that thing, working hard.
Absolutely. I guess pacing on that one and just, aerobic ability and aerobic endurance ability. This is going to be more of the well-rounded, moderate size athlete. The smaller athlete may do fairly well on the run, but may suffer a little bit on the row. The bigger athlete might do better on the row, but not as well on the run. So it's going to be that mixed aerobic athlete that's going to do well on that one.
Yeah.
Event 2, Linda. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deadlift, bench press, squat clean.
Finally see the bench press.
First question has got to be, Scotty. 1, did you ever think you would see a bench press at a regional or a games event?
It was one of the few things that are in the staple list we've never seen, along with L pull-ups. Yep. I'm a little surprised, though. Interesting to throw out a classic like Linda.
Yep. As soon as they,
this is going to be awesome. Actually,
as soon as Dave Castro put that on his Instagram and said, "Who's ready for this?" and it was a power rack for a bench rack, basically. I said, it's going to be Linda. And I'm like, I don't know exactly how they're going to do the weight.
Are they going to do it by body weight? Or are they actually going to?
So they have a standard weight that they've taken from the average weight from CrossFit Games competitors from last year. So the weights are as follows. Deadlift, 295 for the gentlemen, 220 for the ladies, and that's 1.25 or 1.25 times body weight. So they took the average and did that.
Okay.
Bench press 195, 135, and they said they took off 10 pounds for the women. And then squat clean 145, 105. So one thing that definitely makes me feel like holy crap is that the average weight of the men's competition last year was 195 pounds. That is pretty insane. Those are some big boys doing a lot of work. Scott, have you ever done Linda? You've
Absolutely.
had to back in the day, man,
Yeah.
at least a couple times, right? I've never done Linda.
It is one of the more painful things. That was actually one of my better workouts. I had a 17-minute and change, Linda.
Okay, it's a time cap of 17 minutes on this, Scott. So that's
Oh,
right
wow.
on the money.
Almost have made it. Yeah, this is when I weighed, I believe, 163.
Okay.
So my weights were a fair amount lighter.
Yep.
But yeah, it's quite miserable.
Yeah. This is that's a tough test for the second event. After going long,
it leaves you, man, the physical workload. So that's going to be. I mean, the first thing when you said it, I was kind of stoked just because of the workout that it is, but then my immediate second thought in the back of my head is, and people are going to be wrecked from that. I would assume even this level are not used to doing that many bench presses.
That's going to crush some people.
Yeah.
I might just throw in a couple rounds of German volume training in the next 2 weeks for Miss Myra and just get her ready to be sore in her chest because, it's funny because as we're looking at this workout, we were kind of preparing for ring dips because they had showed it last year. However, this is probably a better movement for her based upon her body weight. Just because the ring dips are, obviously better for lighter people. So if you standardize the weight, now 125-pound athlete is doing 135 pounds. So, again, it's a little bit better there. Myra, in particular, is pretty good at body weight or her bench press. I mean, we don't do a ton of it, but she's good enough. Maybe work on some technical tweaks just to kind of maximize performance. But the standard for that, Scott, is butt must be on the bench, feet must be on the floor, bar must touch the chest, and then you lock out. And then every bench has a spotter, and you can ask for a spot if you need to, which would be a no rep. So looks like some decent standard. However, I imagine people are going to be slamming the bar off of their chest.
Yeah.
Some big old arches and some slamming that bar.
I cannot wait to see this.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting, the people who are actually have some background in some touches on powerlifting and seeing a nice wide grip, arched back, bop, 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 locking the elbows out. I mean, that's all you got to be able to do.
Some folks.
There are going to be some short-ass ranges of motion if you were able to make it through from the open to the regionals. And then there's going to be on the opposite side of that, there's going to be some orangutan arms who people are like, wow, this is nearly as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But the 295, 220 is just a nice way to smoke out your posterior chain for the beginning of the weekend. Because the third workout that comes up, Scott, we got this is where they're going to integrate the handstand walk. Event 3, it's 9 muscle-ups. The handstand walk, which is a ramp up and then stairs down and then stairs up and then a ramp down. So they're making you go up and down the ramp that they've created. And then 36 pistols. Then you got a handstand walk back, and then you have 9 ring muscle ups again. Then you handstand walk back, 45 pistols. Handstand walk, 9 muscle ups. Handstand walk, 54 pistols to finish it off. 13-minute time cap. There are going to be very few people that finish this workout. I'm going to say that right now.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's a brutal upper body test, and this is what it's going to be. I've already seen people kind of trying to go on this ramp. There's so little proficiency of body line and midline stability on handstand walks in general throughout the high level community that people are going to be forced to arch the crap out of their back. They're going to do a bunch of pistols. They're going to smoke their lower back there. And then they're going to be doing ring muscle ups, which most people are going to be, taxing that midline even more. So I think some people are really going to be paying the price on this one.
Yeah.
After
following Linda. Yeah.
Linda. So, imagine doing those ring muscle ups, especially on the ladies' side of it, just having trouble dipping out and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. And then, of course, that exhausting long workout prior to all that.
Yeah.
This sounds like a nasty.
I mean, even just
And we're only halfway done.
And we're only halfway there. Okay, so any thoughts on that workout there, Scott, that we haven't covered?
I mean, yeah, the people that actually have good control of their midline on handstand walks and, the better range of motion in the shoulder joint obviously are going to be, in a better place. But yeah, that combination it's nasty.
Yep. Event 4, this one I have circled as ouch. 2 rounds.
Oh.
2 rounds. This is all for time. 2 rounds of 10 snatches, 12 burpees. 2 rounds of 10 snatches, 12 burpees. It's 175, 125, and then 115, 75. So if you're doing the fellas, you do 10 snatches with 175, 12 burpees over the bar, 10 snatches, 12 burpees over the bar, and then it decreases to 115, 10 snatches, 12 burpees, 10 snatches, 12 burpees for time.
Yeah, that's an interesting format with the descending loads. So
yeah, I think the speed is going to be high and the pain is going to be high, 9-minute time cap. This is going to be high power, bite your bottom lip and go type of workout. In my thought. Oof. Brutal. I would say that maybe that a larger athlete might have a bit of a advantage on the snatches. So if you can go touch and go on those, it'll probably be a little bit more of a benefit for you. But I could see some of the better athletes maybe just doing singles the entire way and then making up the time on the burpees. It's keeping that rate much higher. But that's going to be a very interesting workout to look at, and I'm interested to see what athletes might do there. What are your thoughts, Scott?
Yeah, I would think that for most it probably would be more efficient to drop the bar and get right back on it at first, maybe.
Yep. And maybe on the lighter one, maybe go touch and go.
And then just cycle it when you get to the lighter weight, assuming you can kind of lay down a sprint at the end if you can.
Yep. That may be a great workout where I think that people are going to get more comfortable with the later into the regionals we get. So week 1, people will see how they do it. They'll try it out. They'll try it another way and see what the best pacing strategy is there. Because that could be a workout where you blow up trying to go too hard in the beginning and it just becomes miserable.
Right, yeah. And then you're forced to slow down with that lighter weight.
Yep. And that's where you actually want to stay consistent or speed up.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, event 5. This right here has 2 new movements in it. So we have, for time, 50 kipping handstand push-ups, 50 toes to bar, 50 calorie assault bike, 50 dumbbell box step overs, 50-foot dumbbell overhead lunge with dumbbell in front rack position, opposite. So one up, one down. And then the opposite side coming back 50 feet.
What's the weight of the dumbbells?
70 pounds for the gentleman to a 24-inch box, 50 pounds for the ladies to a 20-inch box. If you do your functional bodybuilding work, I think you have a much better advantage on this workout. But I don't care.
I know.
I don't care what you do. This is going to be very painful when you get off that assault bike.
Oh, yeah. Post assault bike. I totally forgot about that small detail. Yes.
Yeah, no big deal. You're just going to smoke out your legs on a 50 cal assault bike and then do 50 dumbbell box step overs and then 100 feet of walking lunges with one dumbbell in a front rack position and the other overhead. That's spicy.
Man.
No other way to talk about that, man. That's just spicy.
All I know is I'm going to be watching the live stream to see some.
Yeah, I guess I think we both agree that the assault bike is probably going to be just all that 50-50-50, just a pre-fatigue for those 50 dumbbell box step overs. And
do you stand all the way up like a box to make a box jump RX, or can you? Not that I would be smart to stay crouched.
Yeah, that's a good point. Again, like maybe playing around with the actual element itself might be, beneficial in using the momentum of the dumbbells themselves to get you up onto the box.
Mm-hmm.
So like you put
a little bit of a swing,
and then you swing,
deload it a bit.
Yep, and then the other foot comes on. The only thing is you're holding 100 pounds of weight or 140 pounds of weight. Whenever that gets going, it's going to keep going that way. The only
Would not want to
standard.
get out of control.
Yep. So the only, oh my God, you're going to have people face planting with 140 pounds in their hand. When stepping over the box, both feet must come in contact. There is no requirement to stand tall on the box. The rep will be counted when the athlete's feet touch the ground on the opposite side of the box.
But getting down seems rather interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you might even want to like sidestep down. You know what I mean?
I think I would, yeah.
You know, instead of going
That's
forward and basically face planting,
because then you're
sidestepping.
coming over top of that quad and then it'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like
I'll be
start
curious how
facing.
folks do that.
I wonder how stringent they're going to be in terms of how you get over the box. Can you come up laterally and walk down laterally? Does it matter? You know, I mean, again, I think we're going to see in the first couple of weeks the best strategies of doing this while watching people doing it.
Yeah.
And then you go right into this overhead walking lunge with one dumbbell in the front rack and the other dumbbell in the overhead position, and that is analogous to what they were doing with the handstand walk. If you don't have that good midline stability, this is going to be a miserable experience for you.
You'll definitely root out those folks.
Yeah. So I've always been a stickler, and I think you've agreed with me here, that they don't really test quality of movement as much as they do capacity of movement.
Right.
And I think we're seeing two solid representations of you need to have a good quality of movement to allow yourself the efficiency to do this in quantity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there'd be a way of sneakily putting that in.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about like
just can't. Yeah, you just can't.
There's no way of getting around it.
No way of getting around it. Yeah, you'll be slow and
it's interesting to see who snuck through on so-so mechanics because they may have fudged this or that in their open workouts. So we'll see who will pay the piper on that event, and then the the handstand walk event. Now, this last event, Scott, is event 6, 4 rope climbs, 16 thrusters, 3 rope climbs, 12 thrusters, 2 rope climbs, 8 thrusters.
A little take on Fran there, sort of.
Yep, this is actually not too dissimilar from the Masters Online Qualifier workout, which was, I think, 1 rope climb, like 6 thrusters, then 2 rope climbs, 9 thrusters, then 12 rope climb, or 12. So it was 6 thrusters, 1 rope climb, 9 thrusters, 2 rope climbs, 12 thrusters, 3 rope climbs. This is 4, 3, 2. And so it's basically the opposite way with a few more reps. The weight is 155 for the gentlemen and 105 for the ladies. What are your thoughts, Scott?
Looks like a little bit of a trending towards CP type grinder, but
and this is the final workout.
Pump it out.
The
They're going to be tired. Yeah, it's going to be gnarly. You've done a lot of work by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they cap that one at?
7 minutes.
7. Yeah.
I mean that's a. They really do like to make that last workout the last. There's in Family Feud, like the game show. Basically, points are doubled on the last round. Like, that's basically what this is. Whenever you have the last workout of the CrossFit Regionals, it's always such a tight workout that if you, 10 seconds could be 10 spots just because the length of the workout. So one mistake there, you could be going from the games to be maybe not even in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's how close that kind of stuff is.
Super critical. Yeah, totally.
But again, I like the workout. It's a classic, push-pull workout. See what you got left in the tank by the end of the weekend. The weights are one in which you're going to pay for it if you go, and you're going to have to suffer. So if you're one of those bubble athletes who are in that 5th or 6th or 6th or 7th place, you've got if you're close, you can do it. But you got to go there. And this is one of those workouts.
It's going to take you a deep, dark place.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last year's workout where it was I think it was 30 calories assault bike.
The cleans with the heavy sandball
and the burpee box jump overs where you could just crawl over the box. I mean, that was a gnarly workout. Obviously, I don't see this being quite as taxing, like to the metabolically, but I do see this as one mistake and it's over.
Yeah, pressure,
You miss a rope climb,
mental
goodbye.
would be high. Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
you miss a
You
rope
better
climb.
know your fatigue, where you're at. Don't miss
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
Not touching it, not coming down and controlling yourself to the right height. There's so many.
These aren't
ways.
legless, are they?
They are not legless, but they are with a stubby rope, I believe.
Okay.
In the
So you
rope
will have
climb,
to
the
start
athlete
at least.
ascends to the rope, jumping up to begin. Each ascent is permitted. On the descent, the athlete may not drop from the rope until their hands meet the 11-foot mark. But they are going to be doing it on stubby ropes, so you're starting out.
You're forced to start with no footing.
Exactly. So you got to climb up to get your feet into the right
dynamic
space.
grab. Yeah.
And again, it just makes more variables for people to putz up.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a stubby rope, you better cut your rope and practice that because it's gonna mean a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And that's the kit and caboodle for the regionals workouts. I mean,
yeah.
One thing I definitely don't see is something heavy.
There isn't really anything super heavy, is there? Which kind of was like last year. I mean, because there wasn't anything super heavy last year till the games.
Yep. It was all dumbbells last year. Dumbbells and D-balls or sandbags.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, thinking about some of the best athletes going at these workouts, I don't see anyone having any major hiccups. You know what I mean? Like it's such kind of classic CrossFit, and it's such a broad stroke of things. I don't think there's that bomb out workout for any of the elite athletes that would just be like, oh, well, you have this hole, that hole is so significant, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Noah Olson will be fine on that handstand walk. Travis Mayer may have a problem on that handstand walk, though I know that they've probably been practicing that thing for the last 2 weeks now. So they'll be practicing it for 5 weeks, and he I know his coach. We both know his coach. He'll have that down pat. Matt Frazier will be fine. The Andersons will have it. On the women's side, that a lot of those higher level athletes are former gymnasts, so they probably play around with implements like that all the time. But it's going to be something where, those mid-level regional athletes, you're going to see like heat 1, no one finished it. Heat 2, all right, we had a finisher. And then heat 3, it's like bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? Women just crushing those handstand walks and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, everybody's got to make it through that first workout, that 333. That could be the end of your weekend right there if you don't do that right.
Yeah. Wow.
You dig yourself.
Well, that will be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, man. So next weekend is when that starts, but it's obviously it's our duty to get our last little licks in when we look at the events, and then by the time we speak next week, we'll be in the midst of the regionals. And we can maybe make some predictions of what's going to be going on when we look at who the competitors are and maybe the first few heats that go by, and maybe do a little bit of
we might have
insight.
a few heats of day one. Next Friday. Yeah.
Very interesting. And again, the excitement is in the air, and I'm pretty excited to start watching some of this stuff and start chipping away at some of these workouts on our end to kind of see where we're at.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Cool. I was just note on my end, I was really quite surprised this week. We briefly mentioned, that I entered a worldwide all ages contest on the bike, and I could not believe, but I actually qualified in 3rd place.
Oh, congratulations, Scott!
Yeah. So I'm into the 2nd round, and well seated. So unless I bomb, I probably can make the final round too.
Whoa. Huge.
So,
how's that feel,
pretty
dude?
pumped about that.
Yeah.
I guess I made the right choice in changing competitive avenues a few years ago.
You know what? If it weren't for all that stuff you did ahead of time or before that, you would be where you are right now, right?
No, totally. It plays a huge part, and it's
That's
absolutely.
very, very cool, man. So, what's the next part of the qualification process?
I have 2 months till July 1st to submit 30 seconds of new material.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things I really wanted for this phase I didn't get, which is kind of nice now because I have it in the tank and I haven't done it yet, but I've made progress and there's no way I won't in 2 months.
Uh-huh.
Barring, I guess, big injury or something.
Yeah.
And I have a number of other ideas. So, just training to support that as much as possible. Really, now that I have done that well, like I was, I was halfway serious before, but now I'm like, okay, I think I actually have a really good shot to maybe podium this thing.
Uh-huh.
And so now I'm going to really, buckle down.
Scott, now that it's you've qualified, is that clip available now?
They are all out, yeah.
Okay. Do you have that on one of your social media handles or anything like that?
I haven't reposted mine yet.
Okay.
I will here pretty shortly.
Okay, cool. So when you do, just shoot that to me, and I'll link it to our description of the podcast, and I'll allow everybody to kind of see what happened.
Yeah. Yep. It has. Cool. One of the things is, as far as I know, the first planche ever done on a rolling bicycle, anybody in the world. It's not a beautiful one. My hips aren't open all the way, but
that's really cool.
It is there. So
gymnastics meets BMX.
In some way, yeah.
That's pretty gangster.
Yeah, I also used a crossing pistol in the middle of another back wheel spinning position. So I'm kind of incorporating some of the things I've learned through fitness and movement.
Wow.
And taking them into the bike a little bit. So.
That's a pretty special thing there, Scott. That's really, really cool. I can't wait to take a look at it. I know that you've been working your butt off on that for quite some time, and it's pretty cool to see your labors coming, yielding some amazing results. So congratulations, my man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, cool.
Well, we'll chat more next week, and we'll have that first event maybe.
Perfect. Yes, sir. All right. Well, Scotty, you lead the way.
All right. Well, I'm Scott Hagnes. You can get me at scott@crossfitportland.com.
I'm Sean LaFlock. You can get me at sean@crossfitdelraybeach.com. Scott, I'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, Sean. Take care, brother.
Later, dude.